Little update on the E36. Um, a new wire did get me into the ECU. Getting into the ECU, while it is a plus, meaning I can get into the ECU is communicating properly, everything is good on that front. The bad news is that I didn't find any faults or issues or sensors failing or anything pointing me towards a specific cylinder or anything of that nature. So it basically puts us back to the drawing board. Um, and not necessarily back to the drawing board, but it points us in the direction of mechanically. Whoa, big bird. Mechanically, everything is functioning properly, but there's got to be something going on in the wiring while the car is under load that is causing it to break up. So I purchased stuff from ECU Masters to make a engine harness for the standalone finally, after 7 years of running it on the plug and play with the factory 33-year-old harness. So that'll be a big upgrade for that. But I just wanted to jump in here real quick and show you guys my most recent purchase. I have been wanting a dirt bike for a while, and not necessarily me wanting a dirt bike. My brother has a dirt bike that he converted to be street legal, and I thoroughly enjoy that. And the idea of off-roading, but in the sense of doing it on a motorcycle. And I grew up riding quads and dirt bikes, so I always loved the idea of getting a motorcycle, but I hate people on the roads. I do a lot of driving, and I people on the roads do not pay attention. And B, I just hate how big and bulky street motorcycles are. So I've always leaned more towards dirt bikes, which is cool. I grew up riding quads and dirt bikes, and I love them. But when this is your daily driver, you can't really do all that much with a dirt bike. A dirt bike doesn't fit in it, and B, it sits so low to the ground that you wouldn't want to hang a dirt bike off the back of it, nor do I trust those type of like bike or motorcycle transportation systems. I trust them for bicycles, but like not something that weighs over 100 pounds, right? So I don't have a vehicle to transport a dirt bike. So me getting a dirt bike is kind of pointless because I only live on 2 acres of land. Granted, there's land around me that I could use, but I I hate the idea of doing something illegal or trespassing or whatever on a motorized vehicle, because it almost immediately becomes destruction of property when they see your tire tear up a little bit of dirt or a little bit of grass, right? So I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like a teenager riding my dirt bike around on the street with no license plate and crazy stuff like that. I just I wanted a bike that I can, cruise around in woods where it's legal, use trails where it's legal, take it on dirt roads where it's legal, And because I live in the Northeast, there's tons of dirt roads around. There's plenty of like outdoor trails and wildlife places where they allow you to take your motorized vehicles through. So it makes sense that I get an off-road motorcycle. So I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace for a little while, and I gave myself a $2,000 budget, and I ended up picking up this 1992 Kawasaki KLR 250 for $1,200. It is not perfect by any means. It definitely leaks gas. It definitely leaks oil. The rear wheel is missing a spoke and has multiple spokes that are loose. It's missing hardware. The seat is destroyed, faded, nasty. The tank is rusty and leaking fuel. I know I already said that. The bag is crusty. The plate mount is broken. Granted, you can still mount a plate to it, but the mount itself is broken. The lens cover on the brake slash tail light is broken. It's got non-factory rear blinkers because the factory ones, one is broken, so it just spins around, and he had it duct taped and whatever. So he gave me those. I already wired them in, but I don't have a relay to make it so they flash, because those are LEDs, and the factory bulbs, obviously the relay for the flasher, it runs off of resistance, and the resistance on those versus these is way different. So I need a different flasher that is LED compatible. It's got, I think, I don't, it's my first time seeing a KLR 250, so I don't know what came factory. I know obviously it didn't come with KTM brush guards, and I know it didn't come with a KTM like little bushing right here, but I don't know if these are KTM bars or if he just added this KTM part and this KTM part. This is kind of broken, but it still works. Like, it's not supposed to be a button, it's supposed to be like on off. It's also supposed to be the mirror mount, so this bike doesn't have mirrors on it. That's one of the things I need to do. But it also doesn't really the threads are kind of they've definitely seen better days. So if a mirror doesn't fit in this, I'm just going to do mirror and kill switch separate. It does have an ignition with I'm able to lock it so it does not spin. So it's got locking handlebars, it's got attack, it's got neutral, right turn signal, high beam, and left turn signal light. It's got a speedometer, and it's got a temp gauge. This was snapped off from the bar when I got it. You can see it had two little, he drilled two little holes here. He had them zip tied from here to here. I just used my plastic welder, and now it's sturdy. It's not going anywhere. It'll protect my hand. It does need a front brake lever. The clutch lever is all there, but it is bent way down. So you see, this is where the bar is, this is where the bar goes, and you see how far down it is bent. And it's actually, if you look from beneath, you see if the ball is sticking below the brush protector, or the brush guard. And then for this side, the mirror mount is broken off and there's not even any threads there. So I'm not sure what we're going to do about that. I believe this is the choke. However, I have not needed the choke to start the bike, so I don't know. When I got the bike, it was having a rough time idling, but I adjusted the idle screw on the carb and now it idles perfectly fine. As you can see by the moisture and the pressure washer, I just got done pressure washing it for the second time. It does clean up well, besides for like the stuff that I pointed out with like the seat and the lights, and like all of the plastics kind of look like this, where stuff was just like left on them for a long time and then not cleaned off in a clean or in a reasonable time frame, like dents on the metal tank and dents. I mean, the lock works, it's the same key and everything. Like, it's a decent pickup for $1,200. It runs, it rides, it leaks a little bit, but it altogether, I'm pretty satisfied with the purchase, and it's basically exactly what I wanted. So I gave myself a $2,000 budget. I spent $1,200 on the bike, which leaves me with $800 to spare. Obviously, it needs some maintenance, so we're going to start with those items. Obviously, I know I could just re-spoke or tighten the spokes that are loose and replace the spoke that is missing, because I do need to put DOT approved tires on it anyways. But these are fine for woods use and for what I plan to do it for, basically, until I get it roadworthy. But I could, spend my time respoking and, making this wheel good, because it's not like the wheel itself is pretty straight. It is just, I can hear the spokes moving and I can feel it moving with my weight on the bike when it's starting to roll. So I can get a wheel that's used good condition with a bad tire on it. It's probably the same shape as the tires in, but it's like $100, right? The tank, I can get the tank for under $100. I can get the seat and a new bag for under $100. That's combined. I can get this for under $50. I can do I can get the fork seals, and so fork seals, I need fork oil, I need a battery. That battery is dead. I mean, I'm gonna try and throw it on the charger, see if I can charge it up, but it's probably has been dead for a while. It actually, I didn't notice this, but it has a plug right here, which I think is a battery charger. So it seems like at some point somebody had this hooked up to a battery charger. But I mean, it cleans up pretty good. It's not bad for a bike that is 34 years old. So I made a list of things like mirrors, a relay. I want to do something with the plastics. I think I'm just gonna paint them white for now, just to clean it up and make it look a little better. I'm not set on white, but that's what I'm thinking about doing. But like, all the lights work, everything's good. I do have the side plastics and the cover for the license plate light. I mean, it's missing some hardware. It was missing one screw for one side of this, and then it's missing that hardware for the lower mount on the passenger foot peg. But I got to ride it for, I think, 4 days before the oil leak decided it's going to be more than I'm willing to just continue to top off. I like nature, so I'm not trying to, load the soil with oil out of my bike while I'm riding through nature. So it's basically is what it is right now. I need to tear it down. I want to clean it up really good because I pressure washed it the other day. Then I took it out riding. Or no, I pressure washed it. Then I went to take it apart and there was still tons of dirt on these side panels. So I just pressure washed it again. I got the inside of the panels. I did everywhere that was behind the panels that I couldn't reach before. So I'm essentially just going to continue to do that and, take some stuff off, pressure wash it, see what else I find. As it sits right now, like I said, 1,200 for the bike, and the list of parts that I've built it's under $700. So I technically still have $100 to spend in my budget. Obviously that is without replacing the tires. The tires are 120 for DOT approved tires that are going to fit these wheels. So technically I'm $20 over budget, but once it's all said and done, I think it'll be pretty sick. Honestly, I've already gotten my enjoyment out of it. I got to ride it for a few days. I got to clean it up a little bit. I could honestly sell it next week and be happy as long as I got the money that I spent for it. So I just wanted to show you guys my purchase. I'm actually heading out to a drift event to go hang out with Louie and Adam. I'm not driving because my car is still not down, hence the, sorry, somebody's screaming in the background. Hence the cleaning my dirt bike and messing with the dirt bike. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on where I've been and what I've been up to. I know the last one kind of left on a cliffhanger with, my car catching on fire and not being able to figure out what's wrong with it. But you guys had a lot of good ideas, but I really think it comes down to wiring. And honestly, I'm just pumped on my new motorcycle. So I hope you guys all have had a great week. I hope you are all going to enjoy the weekend, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.